Hello and welcome back to MultiTap Gaming. This is Andy Senior here, and I think this is our 28th podcast. You know what? I really need to start keeping a log on because I can never remember, to be honest. But we're doing it for more than half a year now, so we're keeping consistent, which is the main thing in it. And hopefully 2021 keep it up. But today we are joined here with Ams,
cool,
and CJ down at the bottom.
Merry Christmas.
So, of course, first of all, to everyone that was out there, Merry Christmas to everyone, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate around this time of the year, or even if you don't celebrate, we just hope that you're having a good time right now. And Happy New Year as well, because we probably won't be here before the 31st of December. But who knows? The way 2020 is looking, we might actually still be in 2020 next week. You never know. It's bad. I wouldn't be surprised if
we're going to see an asteroid in the sky coming towards us. When it hits one.
I don't know about you lot, but I collected my superpowers on the 21st. So
you lot think 2020 is not done with us yet, so don't worry about that, innit? But yeah, in all seriousness, Happy New Year to everyone as well, just in case whenever you see it or whatever. And we will see you in 2021, hopefully, as well. But yeah, today we have a couple topics to speak about. Basically just trying to wrap off the year, which has been an important year for gaming. I mean, obviously, we saw the release of the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and a lot of other things. But yeah, today we'll be speaking about CDPR and what's been going on with them. We'll be asking whether gaming was actually important for 2020, based on a lot of different things as well, and just a couple of our predictions for next year as well in terms of gaming, in terms of streaming services. And last but not least, we'll be speaking about the winners and losers for the year. But first of all, how are you two anyway? How you been?
Good.
I'm very, very merry. That's the right word to be using. The Christmas time is a great time. It's a great time. We could enjoy ourselves. We could play games and relax. I'm sure many people got their consoles during the Christmas. I hope.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We'll speak about welcome to the game. Welcome.
Yeah.
But it was hard. Yeah, I mean, I know a couple of people that managed to get an Xbox like a day or two before Christmas Day, so they were chuffed to that as well. But
yeah,
it's been tough the past 2 months to find it anywhere, to be honest, innit? So
one of my colleagues said she got one for her daughter, and for her son, and I was baffled. I figured, how did you get one? Because it's not like she follows it directly, and I assume her son wouldn't have woken her up at. We ordered us at like 12 o'clock on a Thursday, so I was baffled when she said she got one for him.
It's really surprising.
Sometimes,
I was talking to my cousin and he said he was in the shops and some woman came in and asked someone for a PS5. They said, "Oh, do you sell PS5s in here?" And all he could do was just laugh.
Laughing. Like, what?
PS5? It's mad. A lot of people, obviously, if you're a parent, they're not going to know about these pre-orders and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You're thinking, Christmas, go out, grab the console. That's all the shopping done for the year. Big mistake. Big mistake.
Listen, especially if the parents don't really know much about the PS5 and that, they'll work out for a PS4 Pro without realising and saying, "Oh, I even got £100 cheaper." like what?
It's not like getting a game. You can get a game on release no matter what. Or for Christmas. These consoles are limited. Because they're stinking scalpers.
It's tough.
It's pay. Go for it.
Yeah, no. I'm hoping like next year, I think like from the start of next year, the supply is increased, man, because it's bad, to be honest, man. Like there's so many people that missed out this year, and I feel like when PS4 came out, it wasn't like this. Like it wasn't this bad.
No way.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I
remember walking into a game to get. So
that's what I was saying. I was thinking you could queue up in the shop and there was consoles there, no pre-orders, nothing. Like, I actually thought they were just holding out for the Christmas rush. Like, actually, that's what I thought. I thought they put out the purse lot just to see, you know, what kind of numbers they hit, and then Christmas will come and they'll just really release everything. And the fact they haven't, it's took me by surprise. I think they've had a lot of time to
100%.
Yeah, to be shipping and to. I don't know if COVID's had a massive effect on that at all or not, but
I think it's a mix.
I mean, they always know the money's going to be. It's always going to come back in. People are still going to buy no matter what in it. But
of course, yeah.
I don't think they want the scalpers to have it, because having them stockpiled in a scalper's warehouse isn't making you money. It's when you're selling games to people who are actually playing it. So I don't think they need to do something about it, because it's not good for them. They're losing money.
I mean, the argument with that is though that a scalper could hold on to their consoles just for like an extended price. But if you're not giving out consoles for the purpose to stop a scalper, you're still not selling games in that time either.
Well, yeah, but they have to actually manufacture all of those consoles, which obviously takes time, especially with all this stuff going on. I think it's very hard to get your supply back in when just in the UK alone they're buying 4,000 consoles. How do you deal with that? Yeah. And that's one group. So how many of their bought around the world is ridiculous. I think it's hard to keep up with. The same thing happened to all the graphics cards. They bought them all and said, let's sell these off
straight away, innit? Yeah.
I think it's a mixture of scalpers and the COVID that's affecting the supply of all this stuff.
The supply, yeah. Well, so what do you think can be done to actually even sort it out? I mean, obviously, it's not going to be that much of a problem come January or February because more should be available. But what can be done, say, when PS6 comes out? Do you think there's any solution or...
They need to...
I mean, are they really losing out? When you think about it, like, how much are they really losing out? They're selling their consoles in bulk. I don't think they care too much about these scalpers. Obviously, they want to maximize the money they can get from these consoles. But if scalpers buy the whole of their supply, if they put out more supply and scalpers try and buy, no matter what, they're still getting the sales that they wanted at the end of the day.
But the console's just a vehicle, innit, to sell games.
Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, they should be saving. They should be making more money. Like if I give you 100 consoles and someone buys all 100. That means I can now put out another 100 because people still want to buy it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Eventually they'll make money, but in terms of right now, if the scalpers haven't sold out, then they're losing money because they're going to sell out the consoles anyway in this period. But it's now they've sold out and they're not.
But it doesn't really matter though because I mean, even if the scalpers have sold bought 1,000 or whatever, they're gonna have to sell it eventually. Anyway. Otherwise, that's hundreds of £1,000s they've spent for no reason or whatever.
Exactly.
And then once they've sold it, first of all, there's not really a lot of PS5 or Xbox Series X games out now anyway. But then once, say January, February, when the scalpers have to start selling it for a lower price because there's more demand, more supply, then people are still start gonna buy buying Spider-Man, all of that kind of stuff anyway.
But the price of those games will drop. Like there's different things in place that should be annoying. I don't know if they're annoyed. I think they have to work with the shops and say, if we send you these consoles, you need to do a queue system, not just bots. It needs to be, you get to the website, you get put in a queue, you have to put in all your details, and then you can go.
But scalpers have got that technology in place where, you know,
they
have their VPNs.
They can run through that.
You'll run it. You can run so many numbers through that without stopping. And ultimately, you know, I just keep going back to the point of like the sales they're making, whether it's, you know, customers or scalpers, they are making the sales that they want to make. And if they're smart about it, you would just make more consoles because they're
trying.
If the scalpers wait that long where they have to return it, you know, then so be it. But if you put enough stock out available before you release the console, for example,
there's no issue for the scalpers.
There's no issue for scalpers anyway, because why would I go to the scalper if I can just go into Tesco and have the console? Even now, people are still buying PS4s. Well, not now, but when you think about it, it was what, 7 years? People was breaking their consoles and they were doing this and that. There was always stock. Stock.
Oh yeah,
so
but it was
if
easier.
you knew you was bringing out a console, why wouldn't you just wait till there was enough stock to put it out on that level? Like that doesn't. It's
the development period, though, isn't it? Because those cards that are in those consoles, they were just developed by AMD. So you go in now while those cards are still powerful, or you wait a year and there's new cards. Your cards are less powerful now. So they're trying to put it. They have a timeline to put it out where we have this powerful stuff now, and they can only develop a certain amount because they can only make so many circuit boards at a time. AMD can only give them so many GPUs. All this stuff is limited.
Yeah, because we're talking about the millions here. This is not just, you know, the thousands we're talking about for that one scalper. The scale is different. Yeah. I don't think they'll ever be able to stop it. Never. I don't think you'll never.
It depends how deep they go.
People are smart. But people are smart. They will find a way. Always.
If they force you to link your console to, like, lock it to a account for a year. That's going to be a lot harder for scalpers to say, let me show you this console with my account on it.
Not really.
Well, not. Yeah, so some people will still buy it. They don't mind.
Oh, yeah, some people will, but let's say you have a new... To buy this console, you have to link this account. Some people still buy it, but a lot less will buy it.
But that you wouldn't be able to do that because you wouldn't be able to have one user ID to each console because then you're imitating.
But you can have a master one. Like my Xbox, it came with Game Pass, so that they linked it into it to say whoever logged into this Xbox first has Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, you could make 1,000 email addresses.
Oh, you can.
In a day.
But I think it will put some people off buying it, so it would reduce the allure of buying a scalped console. Having someone else's crap.
I don't think people mind because I mean some people buy like FIFA accounts and stuff like that have I don't know, say 1 million coins or whatever. They will buy it on eBay or
like for me,
accounts or whatever. Like,
I know if I had a console and it had someone else's account as the master account coming, I'll be like, I don't want that. My account's the master account.
Yeah, but that's because you're a true gamer. That you care really. Like someone will change their PSN ID right now and not care about the trophies they had over the years and the history of all the games.
It doesn't really work. It doesn't really work for new gamers, new people getting the console.
That's not something. That's not for a lot of people. It doesn't sit on them like that. There's some people that just have a console.
I need to know. Yeah.
And if you're working, like I had to pick up a console for someone. I managed to get it for 600 for a disc console.
Wow.
They are a scalper because they got more than one console. You could be anyone a scalper.
Yeah, that's how they've sold it.
I had to really push the buttons on that one because I know he could have just took that to somebody else and got 850 for it easily.
But I think
600 seems like a lot, but if in a area where the supply and demand is so high right now, paying an extra 100 for the satisfaction of your kids opening it at Christmas.
Yeah.
You will do it, innit? You'll do it.
But I feel like that's a lot less.
Think about these.
In terms of when you buy it from someone who has two consoles, that's a lot less egregious than a corporation buying 2,000. I think that's the because there must have been people who bought more than one PlayStation 4 and they sold it off, but you didn't really notice because they didn't just buy all the supply. It's when it sold out, there were maybe a few on eBay that people were buying. But I think the problem now is that there's big corporations who buy trainers before they come out. They're all switching to technology, so now they have to do something about it. One way is law. You can put it into law. If they can't sell on eBay, they're gonna have a hard time sifting through 20,000 listings on Gumtree. It's not gonna be as appealing as where eBay, where your payments protected.
I'm gonna become a scalper. I think that's what I decided now.
Well, the UK government
should that be the new job?
UK government have said that they're looking at introducing new laws, and that will that will affect it if they do bring them in.
Okay.
Because if they say
that means
by law you can't sell the console for more than RRP for the first year, that's gonna put off a lot of scalpers. Because where could you sell?
There's no point in
if it's illegal. You can't really go on Gumtree. It has to be word of mouth, maybe Facebook.
Yeah.
And once the government realised that there's money to be made on tax,
there's money. Listen, that tax,
they know. Yeah, they're thinking these people are making $1,000 and we're not seeing any of it. No.
Hang on a minute. Let's not take the piss here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. So cool. Our first topic we were going to speak about today was about CD Projekt Red. So for anyone that doesn't know, CD Projekt Red are the ones that made The Witcher 3, The Witcher games, and the latest game they've made is Cyberpunk 2077 that came out this month. So when that game came out, it was meant to be touted as one of the biggest games ever made. There was so much hype behind it, but unfortunately it hasn't actually lived up to what it was meant to do. So, but that's mainly on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And what has happened now is that a lot of the investors that put money into CD Projekt Red towards this game have started suing CD Projekt Red because they believe that they were lied to, that there was a lot of false misrepresentation happening as well, and that CD Projekt Red did not explain to them what was going on with the Xbox One and the PS4 version. And I mean, if you haven't seen the gameplay on it, honestly, go into YouTube, write Cyberpunk 2077, PS4 or Xbox. and just see why they are upset about it. So the stocks dropped down about 10%, literally the day, or I think 2 days before the game actually came out. So obviously a lot of the investors have lost money straight away. So now they filed a class action suit against them. But what I wanted to find out is, how can a company as big as CD Projekt Red lie to so many investors and the investors not actually know that this is going on with the game? Because I mean, say for example, if I put 10 grand into something, I would like to know what is going on at each level. 10 grand is not a small amount of money. And I can imagine some of these investors are putting in 6 figures, some 7 figures and stuff like that. Like, how can they not know if this was going on? Or how can no whistles have been blown beforehand? Like, I don't know. What do you think has been going on there?
I think it's easy to lie to investors because you're showing them spreadsheets and slideshows. Like, you don't actually have to show them the whole product. You just have to tell them this is where we're at, this is what we're doing. And they will never know. They have to actually go to your development studio to see where it's all at, and you don't have to show them that. Even when they get there, you might just show them the PC version and be like, yeah, look how good it is. What would they know?
Yeah.
I mean, also, along with the hype that was coming with the game, I mean, not only was it, them, but the fans of the game were thinking this is going to be, it was talked about as nothing is going to come close. Nothing is going to be able to sit in the same ballpark as this game ever again in life from some people. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just not, it's that kind of hype. If you was to see it through media or whatever, and the reactions they were getting when they were introducing, what's my man's name?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah,
like
Keanu
that whole
Reeves,
introduction of it. Like, they're going to be thinking,
crazy.
Well, actually, like, I know my money's going to blow. And if you're thinking your money's going to bang, you're not really gonna keep coming back to them and saying, well, what's my update? Investment is what it is. You're putting money in so they can get money out. Risk and reward. However, they have been starstruck by the risk that they've now put themselves into, because the reward is not slapping. They
lied to everyone. That's why they lost $1 billion.
But that's the thing, because I don't understand how they thought that these lies will never get shown in the media or anything like that. It was going to get shown eventually. So how can they keep on lying like that? Just hoping.
Because if you already bought the game, they already have your money. And their fans will tell the people who think it's bad, no, you're wrong. That's what they were hoping on.
Well, I mean, they can argue. I mean, it was one of the most pre-ordered games in history. I think it's second only behind GTA 5, I believe, or something like that. With 8 million pre-orders. Apparently it's sold 13 million copies now. But
that's all
last week, Sony took it off the PlayStation Store. Yeah. Xbox have put a warning on it before you go into the Microsoft Store that there's a lot of gameplay issues. And the PC version, although it's got very good reviews, I mean, at the moment it's on the 86 at Metacritic, which is good in its own right. But people are not happy with it at all. They're saying it's not good enough. Yeah. But, I mean, 86 is...
It's a great
decent,
score.
No?
Yeah, I think
to be fair,
it's surprising a game can get 86 with the amount of problems a game has.
Bugs and it's
that will tell you in itself that, the core of the game, what it was, and the creation and the story and everything they put into it, the physical aspects are there. Because to get an 86 and your game is basically lagging and falling over itself.
To be fair,
it doesn't even make sense.
That's the best,
I don't think
best version of the game. That's the PC one that's got 86.
Yeah. Which is fair.
The other one's on 55, 59, something like that.
Think about how many games have been within that 85 to 89 range.
So,
like the games that it's competing with.
Oh, good.
There's no glitches in those games.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
If you're being reasonable to anything, very few would ever be able to sit in that caliber. You shouldn't be able to sit in a caliber that high. You're an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 game with glitches. What?
It's true.
There is.
I'm a bit dubious because a lot of people gave it 10 out of 10, and it does not deserve a 10 out of 10, even if it was fully working. So that's why I'm a bit dubious. A lot of companies were saying 10 out of 10. On PC, I don't know what they've done on PC. Maybe it's a different game on PC. But the game I've been playing, even if there were no bugs, it does not deserve a 10 out of 10. So I'm a bit dubious about that. I think the reputation of CD Projekt Red has carried them. I don't know why they have this reputation, because they released one game, but this reputation has helped them a lot with the review scores not being lower. If this was an EA game, this would be like a 6 out of 10.
Imagine it's just FIFA right now. like if you're being serious, like FIFA 20 would be The Witcher 3, and then FIFA 21 has just come out, and so it has all the aspects of what if it is, and you're just glitching every 2 seconds. What? So, you could never score it that high. It could never be.
No way.
So I don't understand how a game could be given that sort of score.
It's a good game, like, but to give it 10 out of 10 with the bugs is crazy. I think it's crazy.
Yeah. I think. Do you think that the game warrants it itself, or do you feel that people are just backing the company? Because I mean, from what I've read in the past, I didn't play The Witcher 3 when it came out, but a lot of people said that it was quite buggy to begin with, and they kept on fixing it, and
it wasn't. So I don't know buggy.
If it's the same thing.
It wasn't this buggy, and the systems were better in The Witcher. I think for me, this has better characters than The Witcher. For me, the acting is better in this, but Witcher wasn't this buggy. Nowhere near.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
I think people saying that, I don't know if they got something's convincing them that it was as bad. I've never played the game this buggy. I've heard that Fallout 76 was this bad. I never played it. I played a lot of Bethesda games, and even though Bethesda games have a lot of bugs, and I'll admit they have a lot of bugs, none of them have been this bad for me.
Yeah.
It's mad that they've actually they've pulled the game on like on a PlayStation or so or whatever, and they're still marketing it heavily. There's still adverts in like
every bus you go on, every train station you go inside. Everywhere.
That marketing budget is dense.
I mean, I guess they can't at this stage. You can't pull your marketing.
You already paid.
All
the money's been spent.
And then also they take it down with the idea that they're going to then bring it back out again. So they're still hoping on a lot more sales of this game. But as an investor, I guess they have every right to sue, innit? There's no really if you're taking it back to the point. I think you've been sold on an idea. They've probably been marketing on certain numbers that Admin said about the spreadsheets and that they've been given, and we've made this amount of pre-sales. The SWOT analysis of it and the threats of it is that actually we've had to refund a lot of people. They've probably not been given that. They definitely haven't been given that. And looking back at it, I don't know any other companies that have been sued like this. I don't know if you guys have, but
no, not that I can figure.
Not by their own people.
I was thinking, is this a major step in kind of gaming and stuff as well? Like, if they are successful with suing them, what would that speak on in terms of like for gaming in the future? Because is that going to stall the time frame for games because people are at risk?
I think it will change the way investors work.
People put a lot of investment into that because they're gonna get a lot of investment with how good the first game was. If they underperform and they're sued, that could be the end of the franchise of God of War.
Well, I think because that's owned by PlayStation, a lot of their funding will come directly from PlayStation, which will help for that game. Whereas this one was a company. A much smaller company in Poland. They had government funding, and they have investors. I think they had a lot more.
I'm just using them as an example of the scale of game that you could choose.
Something like GTA or whatever.
I kind of hope they're not successful in suing them. That's for personally.
Really?
Yeah, because I just feel like if you're these money people, they like to take risk in it. You put your money in, you want more money. You're gambling. So gamble with it. You can't gamble and say, I didn't win, so now I'm going to sue you. You gambled your money. Accept it.
But the reason you didn't win is because they lied to you. They told you that this was going to happen or whatever, or this is what is happening, and that is nowhere near what was going on.
Your expectations were high. You thought England were going to win the World Cup. And this is your fault. It's your fault.
What they done?
You thought it was gonna happen.
Was like
you wasn't watching all the other players.
It was like
you.
the Find the Queen game. They told you find the Queen and they removed the Queen, so you can't find it. Yeah. The Queen's gone.
Plus, on top of that, so something like England winning the World Cup, that is by luck, is by chance, and all of that. With this one, you have everything under your control. You're making the game in your home studio, but then when you're going into the media, you're saying PS4 is looking good, Xbox is looking good, and all of that kind of stuff. We're seeing PC gameplay that's looking amazing when you're playing it at E3 or whatever, or the Night Wires, whatever. It's looking good. So why would I question what Xbox and PS4 is looking like? I'm just I know it's not gonna look as good as PC, but I know it's going to look good because it's looking like, that's what the PC version is looking like. But to find out that you haven't been working on it, and literally a week before the game came out, you said that, after the day one patch, PS4 and Xbox is a whole different game. I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, this game is gonna be the one, innit?
As I said,
I'm not gonna question you.
You people that are betting, if you're a betting man that's betting on Messi with Barcelona, and you decide, you know what, it's fine, it's Messi, so I'm accepting it. When he goes to Argentina now, because they're different console, gosh. And you're expecting to say Messi, it's your own fault. You paid the money in, you get what you get. Nah, I think that's...
No, but this is like they told you all year, we've bought Messi. Don't worry, we've already got him. And then some championship striker shows up. And you're like, yeah, this is our Messi.
What? What Jonathan Messi? It's very true. But for me personally, I feel that the investors have got every right to sue them. I genuinely believe in the future, if you're investing into a game and if the game company is lying to you, I think it's a bit different. If the signs are very clear that it's not working out, they've told you, look, we were a bit too ambitious.
Pull out.
It might not be the case or whatever. And then I'll say, like, I don't think you should sue in it. They've given you warning in it, but up to like a week before, they're telling you that this game bangs, and the game doesn't bang when it come out. Yeah. I need my money back, bro. Honestly, and everyone that wants their refund, so you need to give it to them as well.
That's the bad thing I've seen recently.
The thing is, they've
been struggling to get their refunds as well.
Yeah, they've fixed it now. You can go directly to them and get your money back. PlayStation said you can get your money back, but we're taking it off our store because they're not going to obviously... People could buy it, play it for a week, and they say give me my money back.
Oh, so
PlayStation, give your money back.
I should have just tried to play it and finished it.
Well, you should have, yeah. Well, you had until the 21st.
Yeah, I played myself.
Well. But they like, to be fair, CD Projekt Red lied to everyone. I thought a lot of the stuff I had in my head about the game was told to me by people. But then when I went back and I watched a video the other day, he was showing it all, and I was thinking, I've seen all these trailers. So all of these lies I've heard about what you can do in the game, it's come directly from them. Which is annoying because you could. It's a good game. Just be honest. Why do you have to lie and say it's better than it is? Just tell me what I'm getting and I will buy it. But they lied about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, people bought it regardless. But
and I'm sick of hearing people say...
Sorry.
I'm sick of hearing people say, "Oh, stop complaining. It's old hardware." This game was announced before that old hardware came out. I don't want to hear it. And if you're saying, "Oh, they had to complete The Witcher," that's on them. Don't announce it before that old console came out. Then announce it after you've released The Witcher. You can't have no one tell. You can't. That's not a defense for them at all.
True. But plus, many games are cross-platform as well and cross-generation. So
Rockstar had
really an excuse.
5 years to create the. If you're saying it's 5 years because of The Witcher, Rockstar had 5 years to create Red Dead 2, and that's one of the best games ever. So don't tell me about, they just planned it wrong. They have a good game. It could have been a masterpiece, but they stuck themselves in the corner. Like, defending them by talking about the hardware is nonsense.
100%. Cool. All right, so our next topic was mainly about 2020 and whether gaming was important in 2020. I mean, this year has been something else to begin with anyway, but I think when the first lockdown started around March or whatever, a lot of people started gaming and stuff like that, or coming back into gaming. So I wanted to find out whether gaming actually helped in 2020. I mean, I'm assuming for us three, it definitely helped because, I mean, we were already gaming beforehand. But for the wider community, do you think that gaming was something important? And do you think that gaming is something that people should be implementing more in their lives come 2021 and further on or whatever. Just in terms of like mental health, getting in contact with people, stuff like that. Is gaming something that can help in them kind of aspects?
Yeah, I think it's definitely been a focal point of the year. It's shone a great light for a lot of people. A lot of people that are doing, for example, podcasts and, you know, the deeper understanding of gaming and what goes into it. If you knew about it already, you know, hats off. But there's a lot of people that really didn't. And I think it's shown a lot more, people have taken a lot more interest into it, which is great, because at the end of the day, if more and more people are buying consoles, then there's more money to spend, there's more games to be made, and it's only going to make gaming better, and they're always going to be looking for better ways to improve gaming. So I'm happy with that for that point. The factor of for mental health, like you said, a lot of people bought, for example, Switches, Animal Crossing, like something to kind of break up the day a bit. It's obviously opinionated, but I think it probably helped a lot of people when there's times where you're trying to fill up a day where you feel like you can't leave the house or you can't do anything. It's definitely been useful, and the whole access of having it online and being able to, for example, Animal Crossing, play with your mates, whether it's FIFA, whether it's whatever, vital this year, vital. I don't know.
It's mad because, I mean, especially gaming in East London or whatever, especially the kind of area we grown up, there's always kind of been like a little taboo about it, like, oh my God, you're a gamer, blah. I think people literally think you're just sitting at home playing Dungeons and Dragons, like with the hat on. When you say like, I play games, they're like, oh my God.
And a cape.
But yeah, I'll tell you that, I think that's what people think that you're doing in it. But it's funny because a lot of them will be playing FIFA or NBA or other games, but they wouldn't regard themselves as a gamer, but they're addicted to the game kind of thing, innit? So I think from the lockdown, when I remember I would go into PlayStation and then you see like 100 friends online. I have never seen it in my seen it in my life.
Everyone was on.
People, I'm thinking these men have blocked me from time ago.
Yeah, literally.
They're all popping up online.
They've been appearing offline for a very long time.
Listen. And then you're just connecting with people that you haven't spoken to in months and years, or people that you've never spoken to that you start making friends with on FIFA or whatever game it is you're playing in. So in my own experience, the lockdown, the gaming really helped a lot because, first of all, you can't really go out anywhere unless you're a key worker or whatever. You can't really speak to a lot of people. So there was a common ground for us to speak to new people, speak to old people that you haven't spoken to in a while. You're just playing your COD, whatever it is, and you're just chatting. Like I think people are coming to appreciate gaming a bit more. And then when you add games like Fall Guys and stuff like that came out in the summer, even though it was a bit short-lived or whatever, but that month or 2 months when Fall Guys was literally like king of the world or whatever, like, it was mad, like people calling like, let's play Fall Guys, let's play Fall Guys, let's play this, let's play that, innit? So yeah, for me, I think gaming grew so much this year, and I think people are slowly beginning to realise the benefits of gaming, or of not gaming too much, but they're slowly beginning to realise the benefits of it, man.
I think, to parrot the points, it was, I didn't leave my house socially from March until end of July, maybe August. And basically I didn't see anyone. It's very hard to keep up with people when your day is just a blur. Your day is just the same thing every day. You forget to keep up with people. So gaming was good to have, because most nights I would be on with one of you guys, other friends, playing FIFA, playing COD, playing Fall Guys, and it just gave you some social interaction that you weren't getting because you were at home. Your family was even half of my family was gone half the time, so it was just me in the house with one other person a lot of the time, or two other people. So it was good to have that thing to have friends online and go play. You talk for 3-4 hours while you're playing, and it helps your mental health massively. I can only imagine if you're living alone, following the rules to the T, not leaving your house only to go shopping. You needed that interaction, and sometimes you can mix your fun time with speaking to people. Sometimes you don't want to call people. You're playing a game. You don't want to call people. This puts it together, and that can really affect your mental health. Is all you're doing all day is playing games and then going to sleep, not communicating with anyone, not saying any words. So I think massively would have helped a lot of people.
I think it's definitely it's done a lot for the stigma of gaming as well. Like you were saying, and like there's so many people I used to think about that. They'd be like, oh, what you doing? Like, yeah, I'm just chilling and playing my game. And they're like, oh, is that all you do? These same people now will be buying their gaming chair, they're buying headsets. They say, oh, why are you using that big headset? What's that, man? Like, oh, you're a real gamer, aren't you? Like, nowadays, I'll be playing FIFA. They've got this thing on happily.
Now you want to join, that's what you tell them. Now you want to come. I was a nerd before, but now you want to game. Go kick a football.
Oh my gosh.
Like you said, for a long time, you know, people were saying, oh, if I play FIFA or, you know, NBA and like, I'm not a gamer, I just like playing FIFA because I like football. But those same people now are venturing out into a different level of gaming and they'll be online for hours. And they're the same people that never used to play will be asking you to jump online and play. Do you know what I mean? It's funny because I never really expected such changes in people. And I've seen it over time and I'm just like, wow.
Trust.
And, you know, for the younger generation, people that, you know, enjoy this style of gaming. Like there's people, you know, on a rainy day, back in St. Bon's when it was like, what, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
We'll go ICT lab and jump and go and play Call of Duty.
Go play
happily. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. And they'll be like, oh, look at you guys just playing on the PCs. You're thinking,
like,
look at you,
what?
idiot.
It was lit. Are you
in the playground getting wet?
Hey, Halo demo, what?
Come on.
Don't get me started with that, man. So, that one map they had.
It's funny because depending on your confidence, like I was quite confident, so nobody could tell me anything anyway. But there's people that would, you know, they wouldn't be so confident in school to be doing those things, and you know, there's a judgment on them. Now, they're the cool kids, yo. Yeah, the other ones that want to be a part of that.
True, you're missing out.
Show me how to get on that. You know what I mean? It's changed for celebrities as well. A lot of celebrities have come on and
jumped in.
They've jumped on it. They've jumped on that. They've jumped on Pokemon cards. Now they're PC gaming. They're building their own computers, and like it's changing the whole dynamic for gaming, like as a social standard. So no, man, it's sick. I love it.
Something I've always loved about gaming is how it brings people together. Like, there's not one type of gamer. There was one type that thought gaming was for nerds, and they had to get their time to join in. Now they're in, but before, like in school, it didn't matter what the type of person it was. It could be the super masculine sports guy sometimes. It could be just the cool kid. It could be the nerdy kid. It could be the effeminate kid or the masculine kid if it's a woman. All of these people could game and they might find that interest through gaming. I'll speak to people while I was in school who maybe outside of school I wouldn't have spoken to them, but we found a common interest through gaming. And I think that's something gaming does in that wider world. I've seen it in school, but I think it's something great for that in the wider world. You meet people that you would never think you would meet outside in the open world, places you go. I'm not going to go Soca Frenzy and meet the people I'd meet while I'm playing.
Can you imagine talking about PS5 at Soca Frenzy? You've got everything around you, and this is what you want to talk about, PS5? Nah, no.
If you know people, a lot of them are like me. Sometimes I don't want to sit and talk with people who are like me in that sense. I want to sit and talk with people who are like me in the sense of they enjoy gaming. So I think, that's why I love gaming, man. You meet different people, brings people together.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, there's a gamer in every one of us. Like, I mean, you don't necessarily have to play PlayStation or Xbox or even PC. I mean, you've got your board games, you've got card games, you've got so many different types of games. Although people might not recognize it as gaming, but you are still gaming at the end of the day. Like, I remember, like, during the lockdown here, like, my boys will call me and they'll be like, what are you saying? Monopoly. What? Yeah. Monopoly, let's go. I'm there. I don't care. That's 3 hours. Let's go.
Yeah, give me that
Run me that money for Mayfair. Come on. Listen. I was there still. But
there's all types of games.
Yeah.
You got your toilet. You got your toilet and you got your phone. You're gaming.
Yeah. Listen. You know, we might be addicted slightly, you know.
It's a good addiction to have.
Might be slightly addicted.
To be fair, it's only addiction when you can't leave it. I know if someone says, let's go Soccer Frenzy, I'm not going to sit at home and play NBA. So that's where the addiction ends.
True. But have you never been at work and then you're at work, you're thinking about that game you've been playing last night? I remember when I was playing like God of War and that. I'm at work. I'm like, I've been at work, like working late. When I get
and
home,
I've been playing FIFA with you, man. What do you mean? I'll bring my laptop to work in case I stay later. So when it's processing, I can play my games with you, man. There's always time.
Once I learned I could play my PlayStation on my phone and tablet.
It was a wrap. Yeah.
I took that one to the bank. I happily logged on, no problem at all. That's when I knew I was a little bit sick. That's what I clocked. I was like, this is not good. It's not good for my health.
As long as you don't spend every day working instead of gaming instead of working, then you're good.
Yeah. Trust me. Cool. All right then. And on to our last two topics. All right. So obviously the 2021's around the corner, and there's not really been a lot of PS5 and Xbox Series X games that have come out beforehand, but a lot is meant to be coming out next year. But obviously it's probably down to COVID and other circumstances in it. But I've written down a list of about 6-7 games that are supposed to be coming out in it, and I just wanted to find out your opinions on them and then other things that are meant to be coming out as well next year. So the two big ones I think for me anyway is God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. Me personally, I don't know if both of them are going to come next year, to be honest, but they are going to be two of the biggest. Well, I'm hoping they will be two of the biggest games. I've learned about overhyping games now, so I'm hoping there's going to be two of the biggest games to come out in it. But I don't know what you lot thinking. Do you think they will come out next year or
I've learned to disappoint myself, man. This year I've realised when you're waiting for something so long, you start to turn on it. I start to have a negative effect. I don't want to be sitting there thinking about God of War now and expecting it in March, expecting it in July, expecting it in September.
Yeah, and it's not coming.
Knowing that it's not coming to December. I'm going to kill myself. And then I'm going to be disappointed not to want to... I won't even want to play the game. I kind of feel like I felt like that for Cyberpunk. Right now, I don't even want to play it because of the hype I expected. For so long. Then how long I had to wait, and then the disappointment I've seen from everybody else. I'm kind of just like, when they fix these bugs, I'll enjoy the game, because until then, all I'm doing is playing it for playing sake, knowing I'm not going to enjoy it, because as soon as I see a bug, I'm going to be fuming. So I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the same for those games. I can't tell myself, expect it. I know they will come.
Yeah.
But overhype it, I will not do it. However, that God of War, I'm going to finish it in like 2 days.
It's going to finish.
I think if one is likely to come, it'll be Horizon, because Horizon 1 came out a lot longer ago. I think I'm more excited for God of War because there's so much.
Yeah.
I feel like Cyberpunk was left on a cliffhanger, but I think they wrapped the story up pretty nicely in terms of that first, and this will be a new story, whereas God of War, there's so much left, man. Put me back in. Even down to the runes that you put in to travel to different worlds. They had like 3 there that we couldn't even go to. I need to go there.
That's nice.
You've left a lot on the table. Definitely. I want to get back in.
I actually thought I didn't finish the game properly because of that. I was like, what's happening here? I need...
You can't go to them.
What's going on about that, bro? I didn't want to finish the game until I unlocked everything, and then was like, nah, bro, you can't go there. No.
Listen, I just need to smash forward. That's it.
They got me there itching. Like, I just need to get in and just a little bit more.
I want to break Asgard. I want to go Asgard to break it. So these gods learn. Leave me alone and leave my son alone.
Be mad. Next month you got Hitman 3 coming out. I think it's either January or February that's going to come out. I don't know if any of you's played the Hitman games or.
I quite enjoyed it. It's kind of just a walkthrough though. It's not one of my favorite games ever. But there's games that you can just play because they're fun as you go through. I was gonna buy Hitman 3. I didn't even know it was a pre-order, though, to be fair. So apologies on that one. But I think back to the old one I played, and I'm like, what am I gonna? I'm already trying to compare it to games I'm playing at the moment. And thinking back to it, I'm like, there's nothing really that... This game's not calling out to me. And I noticed at the moment, any game they're bringing out, there's no real trailers. If you look on the PlayStation Store, for example, there's no cinematic trailers. It's all just pictures. And I'm like...
Yeah.
How can you sell me a game and make me pre-order it without even giving me anything on the game? I made the space for stuff already.
It's the brand. It's the brand, innit? Because there's a lot of people already know what Hitman is or whatever, and it's not like a new IP, and you don't know what it is, blah blah blah, innit? But I remember when I was young, probably about maybe 10 or whatever, and I remember playing like one of the first Hitman on PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, whatever.
Yeah.
And there was one snowy level, and I didn't understand the game properly, innit? So I'm just going about, killing everybody. Like, it doesn't matter who you were getting that wire around your neck, you're getting...
That's it.
I swear, Dad. So anyway, I finished the level, saved whoever it was I was meant to save. And then at the end, they give you a ranking in it. And I think the best one is like Silent Assassin or something like that. They give you Mass Murderer. And I was like, what? I thought this is what I was supposed to be doing. I was like, nah.
And then just killing civilians and that. Just
listen,
you
didn't matter.
You gotta die.
If you were there and you saw something, it was a wrap. That's it. It was a wrap. You're getting that wire to the neck.
I haven't seen much hype about that game, to be fair. I don't know. Are any of you guys gonna buy it? You thinking of buying it?
For me, it's
I'm waiting for PlayStation Plus, mate. That's what I'm waiting for.
For me, it's always been my least favourite espionage game. I'd rather have a Splinter Cell or obviously a Metal Gear Solid, but I play them when they're cheap or when they're free, but I don't really care that much for Hitman.
I think I found with a lot I don't know for you guys, because obviously you've got both consoles. I've got the PlayStation. At the moment, I'm looking at games and I'm just like, I need to buy something to justify having this console. Because right now, I don't feel having the console is justified. There's nothing, they're not bringing out enough. There's nothing really different I can do. I'm still playing the PS4 FIFA on my PS5, even though I got the PS5 one, because there's not enough consoles. Like, there's nothing new. I need something to, really have me engaged. And I think I'm kind of not jealous. I'm trying to be spiteful. I don't want people that I play PS4 to play the same games as me on PS5. Like, how can I buy a console and you're still getting the same? I'm being a sport bright anyway. I know who I am. I don't want them. I don't want you to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I want to have that separation. You know what I mean? I spent the money. You made me spend the money. Now give me more. I want more. Give me some more games to play. Don't make me just have to buy Hitman because there's nothing else there to play. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Not fair.
It depends what you're into, because Demon Souls was probably should have been ended up running for Game of the Year if it's as good as people are saying, and that's a PS5 exclusive. Just not a lot of people play it because people don't like From Software games because they're not very accessible.
Yeah.
But hard. But once you get into the mindset of them, you enjoy them.
Yeah.
Once
you know what you're getting out of it.
Yeah, once you snap, you have to snap first. So once you snap to your brain, then you're ready for the game. But I think,
a console that we don't speak a lot about, the Switch. They have Super Mario 3D World coming out.
Wow.
Well, both of you've got Switches in it, so I don't know. Are any of you gonna get that? Yeah. Super Mario is lit,
I think a few people bought Switches for Christmas, so I think I'll definitely be getting it back out. A bit more Mario Kart,
I might get Super Mario.
That's kind of like, it's so weird because I bought Luigi's Mansion when it came out. Number 3, I think it was, and I just I felt like I bought it because I just needed something to play on there, but it just didn't even sit right with me. I didn't really enjoy it. Like, it was a good game for a Mario style game, but like, I don't really think like getting the same joy I can get from what I used to. Do you know what I mean? I think I could put on Super Mario World on the flipping Nintendo right now, and I'd enjoy it more than some of these new games that are coming out. Like, I don't know why, but so
it doesn't grip me.
I'll probably buy it. I'm cheap in it. I'm cheap. I'll buy it anyway because
I still play Super Mario World to this day anyway. So I've got it on my laptop. Yeah, it's one of the ROMs. Like, I still play it to this day. Oh yeah, so
they've got it on there.
I fully understand it.
The NES and the SNES version.
Yeah,
where's that?
Exactly.
They got the NES and the SNES emulators on the Switch. I play that more than I play any new games. and I don't even really play that.
No.
Yeah.
I should have picked. I didn't pick up the Pokemon. I think I might give that a go, but my heart tells me that it's not going to be the Pokemon I want it to be. So I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah. I think a lot of people have said like, there's not really much that compares to like Pokemon Red and stuff like that.
I just want Charizard.
There are some good Pokemon games, but yeah.
I just want Charizard. Where's these new Pokemon? Can they release a granddad version of Pokemon where it's just 150 Pokemon? And I'll be happy.
Listen, some of these new Pokemon will body him anyway.
Nah, that's gas. No one can body Charizard. He'll body everyone.
You have to wait and see. All right. And then I'll just go through two more games that are heavily anticipated. So you got Far Cry 6, which I think is coming out maybe February or March.
Okay.
But I can't lie. I generally think that's probably going to get delayed again.
Probably.
Yeah.
To be honest. So
Far Cry is always good.
Which sounds crazy, but I'd rather a polished game. Like I don't want this every time everybody starts rocking. Yeah, like that's not because then it just ruins the whole hype of waiting for a game. Like I'm pre-ordering 100%. A game because I want it when it comes and it comes out. I want to play it and be happy. How am I gonna if you're gonna delay it, just delay it, man. Make sure the game is right.
100%. Yeah, I think after seeing Cyberpunk, people will wait now. If you tell us the game is not ready, I don't think people are going to be shouting at you saying get the game out now. And even if they are, just tell them, look, the game will come out when it's ready.
I feel like people would already wait. People would already wait. I think the way it was done was just wrong. Because I'm still waiting for Dying Light 2, and I'm not complaining that they've pushed it back because they haven't pushed it in my face every week. And I can just wait for it to come.
That's the problem, yeah, 100%. And the last one is Xbox's flagship game, Halo Infinite. That's meant to come out winter next year.
Wow.
So this is the game that I think they're banking on for people to make sure they get Xboxes for next year Christmas or whatever, and to actually show that the Xbox is the most powerful console in the world right now, innit? So they really need to get that one right.
Except the KFC console.
Listen,
that's going to be like
if that KFC console is real, for anyone that doesn't know, KFC have apparently made a console. No one knows if it's true or no one knows if it's fake or whatever. But apparently this console can cook chicken at the same time as you play games. It sounds mad.
You're going to have oil in your console.
But they're claiming it's real. Sorry?
You're going to have oil in your console.
I'll happily take the oil on the console.
It might help Cyberpunk run a bit better.
Yes. To be fair, I think
that polish you need, innit? Yeah.
That's false advertisement because it's not actually a console. Well, they've said it has in it. It's a PC. It's actually a PC.
What? It's a PC, but you know, well, I mean, consoles are technically PCs as well, innit? They've got PC components.
Oh yeah, but like in terms of, I think it's just gonna run a PC when you turn it on, if it's real.
It can't be real.
It can be real. I think they're saying they're working with Cooler Master and they make computer components. If it's real, it's probably going to be about $1,000 and people will buy it because of the gimmick.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it is. To have fried chicken cooking at the same time as you.
Well, you have to buy their chicken to put in it. If you buy that console and put chicken in it, that's an L. That's a massive L.
No. What? So what am I buying that console for?
That's a win.
All KFC,
it's not a win.
KFC just need to release the secret formula. They don't even have to say what it is. Just put in Asda, Tesco, slap it onto the chicken. You be cooking, you be playing your game, FIFA, whatever, 25 minutes.
Get an achievement.
Your room smells like stale KFC.
I'm getting excited
time.
thinking about it.
That's an L.
It'll be good. No, that one will be a W if it comes out 100%. So yeah. And speaking about L's and W's, our last topic was about the winners and losers of 2020. So who won this year? Well, you know what? Actually, let's start off with who lost this year. Probably makes more sense. Yeah. Who was a big loser this year?
I'll let you take the lead, Emily, because I know you've got a list of losers there.
Big losers. Well, obviously, but not even Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red lost. They literally lost $1 billion, so that's big loss.
Big money.
Who else lost? Microsoft lost. They had a lot of L's this year. A lot of piling L's.
Bringing out putting out Halo on your box.
Yeah,
it can't be printed in your box.
It's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing.
Shocking. Yeah, considering really it's not coming out anytime soon.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Who said it?
It was.
There were a few more.
What do you reckon?
Twitch took an L. They took a lot of L's this year, to be honest. They're just doing nonsense. With the latest one.
What, in what sense?
The latest one was them banning the use of simp, virgin, and incel. You can't say them words.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For me, that's an L. Because why?
But do you know? I think because they'll try and say that it's toxic.
It is toxic.
And stuff like that. Because people will use it as an insult rather than. Yeah, well, I don't really know what it's meant to be used as, but yeah.
But they're still scared to come out and say our rules are now no one who isn't black can say the N-word. They're staying away from that word. But these words, we're banning them.
Very, very true, yeah. I'm just thinking, CD Projekt Red definitely, Xbox definitely.
Square Enix with Avengers is an L. Because they're
was really bad.
They're not fixing that game.
Yeah.
That's a big L.
Mm-hmm. How long did they spend on that?
Years.
Do you know?
It was announced in 2018.
That got announced like 3 or 4 years ago, Yeah, so they must have been doing that for a while, but unfortunately, they've lost so much from it. So
bad.
Yeah, I don't think they'll recuperate their money they lost. So,
possibly.
So yeah.
EA.
So
EA has taken the start of an L with the loot boxes. 2 countries have banned the loot boxes now, so that's hopefully dominoes across the world.
That is not an L for EA at all.
No, but
it is not. Listen, if the UK government say, look, you need to stop it, they'll say, look, we'll pay tax. They'll be like, okay, cool. It's all right.
They have to battle.
There is no way.
That's why it's the start of an L, because if it happens in these countries and then it starts to domino, they're losing so much money from not having Ultimate Team. They make billions a year on it. So they're gonna have big losses.
Good pagans.
Yeah, well, that's if that's if it becomes a domino effect. But I don't think it. I don't think it will, to be honest.
There's too much money
not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. As you said before, they will need to make it a law or something like that, and it will have to be recognized worldwide. But I don't. That is not happening no time soon.
It won't happen soon.
They're fine. They'll take them 2 countries as an L. They don't mind. Especially as long as they ain't North America, UK or Europe, take that, man. We don't care, man. That's fine. Yeah, that's all right.
So who are you gonna win to?
Do you know what? Yeah, Game Pass. Yeah, I think Game Pass was a winner for Microsoft this year. You know,
really?
Because for me personally, that really influenced my decision again on Xbox.
This is a big move.
I think Game Pass, having EA Play on it. They gave you like 3 months Disney Plus and stuff like that. Like they put a lot of work into it. And I think that's definitely a W for Microsoft. Yeah, in that sense. So yeah, anyone else?
I think the biggest winner of the year, and I hate to say it, is Epic Games. Because Fortnite, smashed this year into pieces.
Absolutely ripped it apart.
And on top of that, they have the Epic Store on PC, which a lot of people are migrating to from Steam because it's a more user-friendly experience. So Epic have absolutely smashed this year in gaming, especially with everyone being at home to play Fortnite. And they're having Travis Scott concerts. They've got the whole of the MCU,
all of that,
DC Universe,
the thing,
Star Wars.
You remember when they were arguing with Apple as well? They made Apple change their mind as well.
They're the biggest winners.
That's when you know you are a big company.
Powerful,
you know?
Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's when you know, like Apple, like okay, we see what you're saying. Yeah, so.
They might become the new EA or Ubisoft. They're going that way. They're getting given power that. I don't even know if EA had this sort of power where you just have every company in your game. The fact that they have all of Disney's properties, they're having Microsoft and Sony give characters, they're just taking everything.
Yeah,
they've had an excellent year.
And I think the game's trash. That's what hurts me more. Don't like Fortnite, but it's killing it. V-Bucks.
It makes money in it.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's not get carried away.
Listen, it makes money. The kids love
the
it.
kids
as
love
well.
it. I think it's
adults
trash,
love
but-
it as well. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I think it's trash because young people are asking for V-Bucks for Christmas. So that's
it's true.
they've won.
Yeah.
When you ask for V-Bucks
yeah.
before you ask for a console, that's ridiculous.
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah,
I can't do
very
it.
true.
I can't do it. But you know what? Now that I heard the way you gave it that breakdown, I think they could take the win from me actually.
Yeah,
Microsoft
they definitely. Yeah.
Microsoft have done a job at that Epic Gaming.
Yeah, Sucker Punch definitely took a W this year as well. With Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima was definitely a W. In terms of, it's one of those things here. After the game they've released, they're gonna have a fierce loyalty from a lot of gamers after this release. Yeah. And if they release another game, or I don't know, Ghost of Tsushima 2 or whatever it is they release next, Infamous or whatever, if they release it to that kind of level again, that's it. They will almost be like the state of CD Projekt Red was at before Cyberpunk was. So,
and that was initially an L.
I think they've done very well.
I think that was initially an L because all the reviewers came out and said it was an average game. But it's only when the gamers played it, they were like, what are you talking about? It's won so many People's Choice Game of the Year awards of different companies. Like, they actually smashed it in the end.
Yeah, it's done very well. It's done very, very well. So yeah, any more winners?
I think that's it.
Well, I mean, for me, the last one is Last of Us anyway. But yeah.
I mean, we know that one.
They've already been acknowledged as the winners of the year.
It has to be there.
Neil Druckmann is the winner of the year.
And Sony, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, they done a lot this year.
Sony, of course. Yeah.
That was a strong end to a console. No, I don't think a console's ever ended that strong before.
Yeah. So they've done very well this year, man.
But Neil Druckmann got a promotion, so we're talking about one person. Neil Druckmann won the year. No one tell him anything. I don't want to hear death threats.
Neil Druckmann and Jeff Keighley as well. Both of them. Yeah, both of them done their thing this year. So yeah. But yeah, no, it's been an excellent year of gaming. Yeah, so everyone that's been involved in making games, advertising them, just whatever gaming centric, thank you very much for having and giving us an excellent 2020, and hopefully this continues into 2021.
Yeah.
So yeah, but.
And even then, as I say, guys, it's been a great year for us as well. I think we've done well throughout the year. We've been quite consistent with what we've done. Hopefully, anyone that joins us now or joins us in the future, you see that we've been working, and next year we'll only get better as well. So yeah, man, hats off to you guys as well, man. Sweet stuff.
Thank you very much.
The one good thing to come from COVID.
So yeah, we have to make sure 2021 actually happens first. But yeah, anyway. This is Andy Senior here and MultiTap Gaming. Thank you very much for sticking with us this whole year. And hopefully we'd like to see you again next year. And once again, Happy New Year to all of you as well, just in case we don't see you beforehand. And have a great one as well. Peace.
Peace.
Out.